Alright, we ready to get going? Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's great to see council chambers full this afternoon. Great to see so many community partners, community business leaders, regional municipal partners here as well. Welcome all of you this afternoon. I'm honored to be here today as your MC alongside Swift Current MLA, Saskatchewan Premier Brad Wall, and SaskPower President and CEO Mike Marsh as they share a very special announcement with our community and our region. Both Premier Wall and Mr. Marsh will be speaking this afternoon, following which we will provide an opportunity for the media to ask questions. So at this time, without any hesitation, I would like to welcome the Honourable Premier Brad Wall to the podium.
Thanks very much, Your Worship. Appreciate that. And it is a nice crowd in chambers today, so welcome to everybody that's here. Thanks for coming out. I do especially want to welcome Mike, the relatively new CEO of SaskPower. I'm happy to report to this room and through the media to a broader audience that things are moving along very well under his leadership at SaskPower, and so we want to thank him for that. We want to also welcome his wife Maureen. I was just told they're using this as a bit of a stop, pretty important one in our books, to make an announcement and then head to Calgary to visit some grandkids there, so it's good to have you both. So, ladies and gentlemen, the province of Saskatchewan is growing, and it has been growing now for some number of years. Just prior to 2007, the uptick really began in terms of population growth. Since 2007, the growth has been very significant. We've obviously welcomed many newcomers to the province, but we've also been welcoming a significant amount of investment, about $14 billion worth of potash expansions alone, never mind record drilling years in oil, including last year, by the way. Even as prices were weakening, we had a record year in terms of drilling in the province. We continue to set records in terms of permits, building permits across the province, and wholesale trade numbers. Our job numbers have been remarkably strong even through some difficult times, as we've seen the price of oil drop by almost 50%. And people were expecting, I think, some net job losses for the province, but we've had two StatsCan reports of late that show quite the opposite is happening. We continue to have the lowest unemployment rate in the country. The last job numbers had us creating around 5,000 new jobs, all of them full-time jobs year over year. All of this has meant now and in the years previous an increase in the demand for electricity. SaskPower has been working hard to keep up with that demand. Some number of years ago, there was a combined cycle natural gas plant built with the same process that we're probably going to announce here in a moment or two at North Battleford, but we've also been working to clean up coal production in the province with some pretty, frankly, precedent-setting historic technology at Boundary Dam 3. And we've just recently, as you will know, I think recently turned on new wind power near the Chaplin area that many of you have seen as you've driven past that Algonquin project there. So SaskPower has been working to expand all of its portfolio, renewables, natural gas, clean coal investment that we've made that's now garnering some significant international attention. But we need more. We need more electricity. I think SaskPower's numbers show that by 2025 we're going to need another 20% increase in terms of electricity in the province on top of a 20% increase in demand we've seen since 2007, which brings us to today. I'm very, very pleased to announce that just northwest of Swift Current in the RM of Swift Current, we want to welcome RM councillors who've been helpful on this project, very helpful. SaskPower will be building, or there will be built, a combined cycle natural gas plant of some 350 megawatts. This particular plant will have with it about 500 new construction jobs just northwest of Swift Current and 20 to 25 permanent, very good jobs in the area. Pleased to announce that today. I can tell you that the combined cycle natural gas technology that SaskPower wants to use for this particular project is pretty clean. It can reduce the amount of greenhouse gases from a plant like this, I think, by about 50% compared to a more conventional coal plant. And a combined cycle natural gas plant, as many in this room will know, uses basically the energy twice, of a gas turbine, and then the steam from that then can power for electricity. And so it's a very efficient way to generate electricity. It can be, I think, between 15 and 20% more efficient for natural gas delivery than even a more conventional natural gas plant. that is what will be built just northwest of Swift Current, that kind of a plant. And I also want to confirm that the process will get underway here immediately, a competitive process to determine who will build and operate the plant. The North Battleford plant I mentioned earlier on was built by a private company, and there was a power purchase agreement with SaskPower, and that's how that project went forward. We are going to be open to that same kind of a model on this particular project with this added difference. We want SaskPower to be one of the proponents. We'll make sure it's an apples-to-apples competitive process, but we are going to open it up to private companies and SaskPower itself. And the reason we want to do that is to make sure we can build this plant the lowest possible cost, highest possible quality, and so we'll bring the forces of the market and also SaskPower's expertise into the process to achieve that. It's a pretty exciting project for the city of Swift Current. There's going to be a lot of interest from companies, obviously, who are going to be participating in the RFP, and then the successful proponent is going to be a long-term corporate citizen of the province with all of the advantages that this presents. You know, we want to keep growing in Saskatchewan. We're going to grow at about 1.5 to 1.9%, depending on who you ask, and that's pretty good given where oil prices are this year. And then it's forecast to pick up again. And so SaskPower is going to continue to look at. They're going to look at hydro. They're going to look at more wind. They'll look at other gas, and we'll look at more clean coal projects potentially down in southeast Saskatchewan because we want to accommodate the growth. I want to acknowledge the city of Swift Current, who have been aggressive on this particular project. Mayor Schafer has raised this in the numerous meetings that we've had. Council has. I should single out probably Councillors Pluis and Perot, who've been very aggressive on this as well. And so that helps. I mean, the city making a case and the RM's cooperation helps to make the case. But I want to be clear, this was a technical decision, and it had to be. It has to be what's best for SaskPower, what's best for power generation, and so that work was important, and we're grateful for it. Obviously, the work going forward with the city and the RM will be very important, but this was a technical decision. I'm happy to say that Swift Current is the right place for this particular plant, and it's going to change some things for the good in our community. And thank you all for coming for this announcement.
Thanks very much, Mr. Premier. For the media, provincially, it's a technical decision. Locally, it's because of the mayor. Just kidding, obviously. At this time, I'm very pleased to introduce Mike Marsh, President and CEO of SaskPower, who's here to say a few words on behalf of the corporation.
Well, first of all, good afternoon, Premier Wall, Mayor Schafer, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to be here today representing SaskPower for this exciting announcement. As Premier Wall said, demand for power in our province is growing and has been for some time. In the last 2 years alone, demand has gone up almost 10%. And records for peak demand are continually broken. We've had a new peak in this province every year since 2012. This new combined cycle natural gas plant will bring up to 350 megawatts of reliable baseload power, as the Premier has said, to the grid to help us meet that demand. And that's enough, roughly, to power between 300 and 350,000 homes in the province. Right now, we have 6 gas plants and partnerships with independent gas producers in the province that together make up 37% of our current system capacity today. Natural gas plays an important role in our mix of generation options. One reason it's important to us is that natural gas facilities produce relatively low greenhouse gas emissions, as you've just heard. Natural gas is also a great option because it's flexible. It allows us options to add additional wind generation to the grid, which is so important as we look forward to add cleaner energy. It allows us to provide baseload power when we need it, and at other times we can provide support for variable generation types such as wind. Having natural gas as part of our generation mix actually allows us to increase our wind capacity because we have that natural gas capacity available here locally. Natural gas plants can also be put into service more quickly. And that's certainly ideal considering how demand is growing. This year, the demand in the province is just under 3%. It continues to track at about 1.5 points higher than what we expected it was going to do. SaskPower needs to be ready to respond to customer growth, and natural gas is certainly part of that solution. As the Premier said, there's several more steps for us to take with this project before it goes into service. With site selection complete, the next step is to issue a public competitive request for proposal. More information on this process will be made available in the near future. The anticipated in-service for the date for this new plant is late 2019. We estimate the construction of this plant will require 400 to 500 employees during peak construction, and 20 to 25 permanent jobs will be created once the plant opens. We're proud to be able to have a strong SaskPower presence in Swift Current already.
You can do that.
Slip, it's a new term for me. We recently opened our new service center here on the east side of Swift Current just a couple months ago. And we look forward to having an even greater presence in the Swift Current area with this new natural gas plant. I'd like to thank the City of Swift Current and the RM of Swift Current for their cooperation throughout this process. Our commitment is to keep our customers updated on this project as we make progress over the next few months. So thank you for being with us today.
Thanks very much, Mr. Marsh. Certainly, I think we can all agree that this is great news for SaskPower, great news for the province of Saskatchewan, and great news for the entire Southwest region. And with that, I would like to thank, we've got Chad and Linda here from the arm of Swift Current. I see we've got the arm of Excelsior, Lake Palshay, Riverside is here, Cooley's here as well. Thanks for everyone. This certainly isn't just good for the community of Swift Current, it's good for the region as a whole, and I appreciate that you guys took the time to be here with us. I'd now like to invite the media to gather for a brief question and answer session with Premier Wall, Mr. Marsh, and myself if there's any questions. And thank you very much everyone who's here. Obviously we've got some treats and coffee and good conversation to follow, so thank you.